Okay, today we're going to talk about solving equations with a graphing calculator. And so here is our TI-84 example calculator. The equation we're going to solve is going to be this. X cubed minus x minus 1 equals 0. Method 1 for solving equations with the graphing calculator. Well, our method for solving them is going to be graphing, but method 1 is set it equal to 0. And we're going to enter our equation into the calculator in the y equals button. So I pressed y equals here to get to the screen. I now am going to do x to the third minus x. Make sure not to use the negative button. The negative button will get, oops. Notice I failed to take this out of the exponent. So I'm going to back up. I cleared the exponent. I can hit a cubed here. Now I'm going to hit this little over arrow, get it back out of the exponent. Minus x. And then it's minus 1. So I'm putting just the left side of the equation in here. So into my graph, I put one side of the equation. If it's equal to 0, that's good. We're just going to make that be y. Now I'm going to do zoom standard. I just hit the 6 button here, and that'll jump to it. You can scroll down, and I'm looking here for where it crosses the x-axis, because that is the location that y equals 0. And in place of 0, I substituted y. Okay, so I'm always looking for where it crosses the x-axis if I substituted y for 0. To do this, and I'm not going to use trace, I'm going to use second trace, which is the calc menu. That allows me to go down to 0. And then I click on 0 with enter and ask me for a left bound. Right now I'm on the left side of my intersection with 0. My cursor is, so that's good. I just need to be on the left side. It's important though that you don't have multiple intersections in your area. So left bound should be on the left of it. Right bound should be to the right. My cursor is now to the right of this intersection. We can see from the 2 arrows here. The guess doesn't make much difference on this. You can try to get it close if you want. You don't really have to. So I get y equals 0, something to watch out for. Sometimes you will get y equals 1.327 times e negative 20. E negative 20 means times 10 to the negative 20th. Anything times 10 to the negative 20th or 10 to the negative 8th or 10 to the negative 5th is basically 0. So we should always get y equals 0 or some scientific notation that is roughly 0. And my x value is 1.324718. I'd probably round that to 1.325 for my answer. And that's my solution. X is equal to 1.325. That's my only solution. Okay. I'm going to clear this. I'm going to go back to y equals. We're going to clear this. And we're going to do another one. We're going to do method 2, which method 2 is also pretty straightforward. It does involve something that you might not know where to get that though. So we're going to solve this equation. This is an absolute value equation with the calculator. So this time it's not equal to 0. I could subtract 6 and make it equal to 0. But there's another option that I can do. I can set the left side to y1 and the right side to y2. To do the left side, I need an absolute value. To do that, I go math. I use my over arrow to get to num, and ABS stands for absolute value. And now on these nice TI-84s, it gives you an actual absolute value thing. If you have an older TI-84 or a TI-83, it's just going to say ABS and it's going to open parentheses. I need to use the X key, not type X. And I'll use the arrow to get out. Okay, so using the left, right arrows to get it out. Now my left side of my equation is in. My right side, I want to put it in y2. I don't know why it jumped down to y4 there, but I just want to put into y2, 6. Again, I'll do zoom standard, which is 6. And now I'm just looking for where the intersection is. I see 2 intersections. So I'm going to need 2 values. Again, I use the second trace, this calc menu. But instead of 0, I'm looking for intersect. Now, intersect asks me for 2 different things. It says first curve. Well, I'm on one of my 2 curves or lines. It's going to call everything a curve. But it's on one of my 2 curves or lines that does intersect. So I hit enter. It jumps to another one. You can jump back and forth with the up-down arrows. But you want to be on the one you didn't have. Now, the guess for this with the intersect is important. The guess, it's going to give you the intersection closer to your guess. So I now know one of my solutions is negative 2.5. I'm going to need to do the same thing again. Second calc, intersect. That's number 5. First curve, okay, I'm on the blue one. Second curve is on the red one. My guess, I'm going to get close to the other intersection. And that's 3.5. So my solutions are 2.5 and 3.5.